Just waiting for everything to catch up. Hello, friends. Welcome to Friday Night Live. Just want to make sure, I think I have it on mute on my laptop. I just want to make sure when it all catches up. So how you doing? How's everybody doing? Hope you had a good week. Is it muted? It's muted. Yay! Hi, how are you? Happy Friday night. Sorry I couldn't be with you last week. Injured myself. Still hurt, but much better than I was. Which, is just kind of par for the course. I'm getting old. My body is getting old too. So how you guys doing? I hope you had a good week. This tonight it's kind of like, remember our craft and chat kind of night. So I have all my stuff laid out, but I'm going in blind tonight. Like really, I'm like, oh, I have an idea. I have an idea of an idea. So now we just kind of have to figure out what that idea is going to be. So welcome, friends. I know a lot of you, I opened the Flower Emporium 49 and Market group with the help of my dear friend Natalie D'Souza, who helped everybody get into the group. So thank you for that. If you are here and you have not joined, like you got the kit or you bought access only and you have not found your way to the private group, Natalie can link it. You can't get into the group unless you have your order number. So you want to make sure you do that. For some of my Canadian friends, I think I have all of you, but make sure you look inside the kit box. Don't wait, because a couple of them, there were a couple of different people kitting the kits, and a couple went out without the album. So I know not everybody's, because I only have so many albums left, but I want to make sure you check that. And if you look in your box and the album's not there, you need to email me at info@vickybooten.com, and I'll trust that I only will have so many albums. So if I run out of albums, then I know that somebody maybe wanted an extra one. So just I trust that's not going to happen, I don't think, with this group. But if I say it, then it won't happen, right? So that happened. All the kits went out to Canada without a paper pad, like the second starter pack. So I had to do all of that. It's been a week. It's been, I don't know, I feel like, quite honestly, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. So I've been a little bit on the exhausted side, but very excited, because what I have been working on all week is the album for Flower Emporium, and I love it. It's just something, right, is with these collections with my name on it, a lot of work goes in behind the scenes to get them to the point where I'm, for the most part, happy with them, and we get to see everything on a computer screen and then get real product. And then that is just kind of magic, as the whole concept comes together, and to turn it into product that I can use, you guys can use, is pretty special. And then to get to sit down and make with it is just a whole different thing. It really is fun. And the other thing is, like, as I go through, because now I'm with 49 and Market, right? So it is different than my American Crafts days on so many levels. And some of the SKUs are different, and the way products show up in this are different. So I love when I play with it. I make notes the whole time, like, the next collection I design, I want to make sure I have more of this, or the scale of this, or repeats of this. So I love it, because it's almost like just another part of the whole how collections come to be. And what makes, I think, the stuff that has my name on it a little bit different is I'm involved in every aspect of, from the idea, germinating the idea, working with my graphic designer and with Janine, and then with the factories and all of those things to make things come together is kind of special. I love the rub-ons, and I'm just saying, so Christmas, I have Christmas here. My new Christmas collection that'll come out in the summer, I have it here. I know it's not for everybody, but then some people only craft Christmas for a 6x8 album. I'm just telling you, when that one goes up, you're not going to wait. Flower Emporium sold out in, I think, 2 days. Those kits sold out in 2 days. you're not going to want to wait on that one. If Christmas is your jam, I'm excited for that one because, like Kristen just said, the rub-ons, the laser cuts, there's frames, there's numbers, the album. It's all so beautiful. I can't wait to do that one. And we're just wrapping up the fall release. So just, it's not necessarily a seasonal thing, but that's when the next one will come out, right? Is in September, I think. And the other one will come out in July. Christmas will come out in July. So, right, I'm already to that. No sneak peeks. No, way too early for that. But just telling you, trust me, it's very beautiful, traditional colors, and very Vicky with a whole 49 and Market vibe. I don't think, like, you know what's fun is when this one came out, for people who were totally camp 49 and Market and weren't sure, like, oh, I don't know if I'll like Vicky Booten for 49 and Market, and I'm sure some didn't, and that's totally fine. And then you have the whole AC Vicky Booten that you're like, are nervous because maybe 49 and Market isn't your jam. Is that I just feel like we're meeting in a place, and I see comments, like everybody forgets I'm a real live person, right? So I will see the comments where, like, oh, I don't like this, it's not bright enough like Vicky's collections. But when you think about it, it's usually the spring summer collections that are a little bit brighter, but I couldn't go in full on rainbow and butterflies. Well, there's butterflies, but I couldn't go in too bright because it has to make sense with 49 and Market, but I love it. So I'll even give you a couple peeks at the album. Like, it's not done, but I've got like the bones. It's a lot of work to kind of figure out what I want to use where, what I want to split up for the layouts. And the other fun thing is we do clusters as one of the prep things. And I have to say that the clusters we're doing are going to be for the album. So I specifically made clusters that we then are going to use. So you'll already have some of the prep work for layered pieces done. So I think it's going to be fun. This is it's totally different. It's the same, but totally different because the product's different, right? So I'm excited. So all I have to say is wait, there are so many amazing things coming down the pipeline. I can't wait. And for you guys, any of you that are doing the Texas class with me, I will buy extra of those projects, like the kit. So if you want to do that, because it'll be Christmas themed, but it's something totally different and special. So there's a lot coming. It's a lot coming, and it's good. And like I said, it's been good. Vicky Booten is incredibly tired. And Natalie said to take a break this weekend. And at some point, because it is a holiday weekend here in Canada, Monday is a holiday, that's always hard because I have a lot of design things that are going on that are prep for things coming down. And then I have the class stuff. And then mailing out a second error in the kits for the Canadian ones that some didn't have the album. So I have to go in there tomorrow morning and make sure that I can package some of that stuff up so that it'll go out. It's always something, right? It's always something. But I have to say, the one thing is I haven't been on here since the tariffs went into effect, and we had a lot of traffic to my private Facebook group. I have to say, probably because I was the first person who kind of talked about it, because it was happening in real time. So if you didn't know this, it's a little story time with Vicky, and then we'll get into some stuff. But I had on International Scrapbook Day, I had a big sale on my website and tons of orders. And I went in on the Monday to start fulfilling all the orders, and the tariffs had gone into effect. And I got all of these messages from the company I use to get stuff from Canada to the US, that trucks were being turned around, that if your paperwork wasn't filled out exactly a certain way, then they were just turning the trucks back. So all of this, I'm getting all these messages, and then I'm hearing that from another company that near and dear to my heart had sent kits out unbeknownst that the tariffs were going to hit like they did, and some of those people were getting charged like $168 on something I think that had a value of like $50 or something. So I went, it's only me. I have no clue. Like, I have a business, but I don't have a team, and I don't have logistics people and all of that kind of stuff. So, long story short, I went on and just did a video live while it was happening, saying, friends, I was going to absorb the tariffs because I didn't really understand how they work. I kind of understood, but I didn't understand. I thought in the world of tariffs that once it lands, that's when the tariff's paid. So when it's on the big boat and it comes across and the containers land in the US, that the tariff is paid there. I didn't realize that every time it crosses a border, you pay again. So they're collecting. At that point, it was, what was it, 145%? On every single time that it was going back and forth or back into the US. And I was like, oh my, I don't even know how to handle this. So long story short, a lot of people were coming on my website, and then it got political, and it was nothing to do with politics. It was business. It's like, I don't want my VBoo crew to get stuck with these huge tariffs. Now, since that's happened, there's been talks, and the tariff has been reduced, but I'm still nervous. So I think 2 people have placed orders because they probably don't know all of this is going on. I'm going to do a couple test orders to see how it works out when I ship it. But for now, I'm just kind of putting the freeze on it. Now, another good side to all of this is that the kits are shipping in the US. So US kits are shipping in the US, and Canadian kits are shipping in Canada. So at one point I'll get dinged with the tariffs bringing the stuff into Canada, but we'll figure that stuff out, right? So long story short, again, long story, many times shortened. It was a lot. It was a lot for a girl in her basement, but I have to say, silver lining is 99% of the people in my community stepped up. Man, you guys are awesome. So if you're watching and you weren't even aware, you're like, oh my goodness, when did all of this happen? That's why you got a refund if you were in the US, and I had to refund everybody's orders. So that was a sad day, but I did not want you to get dinged with it, because it would have been you who paid for it. When it landed at your door is when they charge it. So I couldn't have even done anything about that. And then the other thing is, for some of you who ordered the zipper tote, the Vicky Booten zipper tote for the Flower Emporium, they weren't in your box because they sent me extra of the tote with the arm strap. So when we went to fulfill the orders, we didn't have enough. So that's another thing I'll be doing tomorrow, is refunding that. So I think some of the refunds take a little while because it has to be processed back through Shopify, and some people use Shop app. So think it's going through Shopify, Shop app, and then back onto your credit card. So just be patient. All of them have gone through, except for the zipper totes. So I am going to refund the zipper totes, but because I love you guys, what I'm going to do is when my Christmas stuff comes in, I'm going to order extra of the zipper totes, and I'll put them on super sale for anybody who wants to add one to their Christmas order. Okay, so lots of things. That's a lot of information. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to flip the camera so you don't have to look at my funny face anymore. And then I've missed everything that you guys are saying. So just that's just the kind of last 2 weeks. And then I hurt my back and shoulder incredibly badly, however you say that, on my tire brain. And I couldn't come on live because I could hardly move, and I was still kitting orders. So I'm going to flip this and not hang up on you. Boop. There we go. So I feel better. It's still a little bit sore, but I did not do a Friday night last week. Okay, any questions? So with that, I would just want to make sure I cover anything for anybody who was unaware any of this stuff was going on, and just want to make sure that you guys are aware, right? Yeah, and if you have any questions, just best, like I've been deleting everything off the message boards, just email me at info@vickybooten.com, and I'll take care of it. So my volume is on full blast. Is anyone, maybe I don't have it on. Can you not hear on the mic? Anybody else having volume issues? Mute. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I have my mic here. So hopefully you can hear. Yeah, okay, good. Boop. So yeah, needless to say, it's been a trying couple of weeks, but I find, I don't know how any of you guys feel. The older I get, I feel my feelings and then I just let it go and move on. It's just like, I'm like, you're not going to keep me down. I'm just going to keep doing the things. I absolutely love this community. I absolutely love paper crafting. If you ask me if I'm nervous about the stuff, the tariff stuff, of course, because we're going to get dinged multiple times. And from like the company aspect for Janine and 49 and Market, that woman works tirelessly. I just want you to say it's a pretty awesome thing to be working with somebody like that. And she's going to do everything she can. And just hopefully now they're still all in these talks and stuff that I just hope they go away and we just get back. I feel like we just came out of COVID and all of that, right? It would be nice just to have a little bit of this instead of this, because I feel like life has been like this a lot lately, right? Any up? So do you want to talk about that too, Christy? Cut and paste? Oh my goodness. So some people are in my inner circle understand. I've had a lot of stress this year, and cut and paste and American crafts and my whole American craft story and at the end has been very stressful. So cut and paste was shipped. I didn't get any of my order. So I am under the understanding, or under, what would you say that? My understanding is that it is in the process. They just got from the docks, would you call that docks? A bunch of containers, and it is in there. So now it's just a process of unpacking all of that, organizing all of that, and seeing where we're at. So I know that Notions has got my back. They'll figure it out. I just don't, I know nothing. I have emailed multiple times, and if they don't have the information, they can't give it to me, right? So the last thing that I heard, which was today, is that it is going to be, oh my goodness, my brain is so tired. I apologize. It's going to be unpacked, and then I'll figure out what's going on from there. So as soon as I know, you guys will know. But that's why I'm not putting up as a pre-order. I am not doing anything with it until I have it. Will there be a class if I get the product? There will. And I hope, because it's out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys have bought it. A lot of you are using it. I am not doing anything with it till I kind of know where we're at. But when I know, you'll know. Okay? When I know, you'll know. So many challenges for you this year. It's, you know, it just makes me stronger. I have to believe that. And like I said, the one thing that it has shown me is that I have an amazing group of people here that support me. And that is not nothing, right? That's not nothing. That's something awfully special. So I appreciate you guys. And like I said, I love that release. I have the whole thing. Where did I put it? Let me show you a peek. Just give me a second. I ordered it, and I have a few pieces that they sent me. Have you guys ordered it? Have some of you ordered it? Just a sec, I'm walking away. Boop, boop. So when this comes through and I finally do get it, I am going to do a class that's going to be majority layouts, right? It just makes me sad, right? Is that all the work that went into it, right? And I would really like to be able to use it. It'd be great. Deb, that's rough, man. Lost 2 sisters in 18 months, and this is truly nothing in the grand scheme of life. No, it's not. I lost my mom this year, though. And the loss part is really hard, but the life part still keeps going on, right? And so even with when they're talking about the tariff stuff and, oh, just, it's okay, this too shall pass. I'm like, it's my entire business and it's my livelihood and it's what I've put 24 years to get to this point where it could all go away is really hard. Will I pivot and do something else? Definitely. I'll still do something creative, but it's not nothing, right? It's not nothing. So it is a really, it's hard, right? So it's hard, but we make it all happen, right? We make all of this happen. We go on, we figure out new things to do. And that's what I said. It's not going to let me down, not going to get me down. I'll figure out a way. But I know a lot of you have this. I've seen you already creating with it. It's beautiful. I love this collection. You'll find that some of the vibe, because I did not know this if it was going to happen or not. So some of the patterns, some of the stuff we worked on even showed up in Flower Emporium because I didn't know at that point if this was even going to come to fruition, right? I didn't even know if it was going to be a thing. But the thing you're going to notice is the papery that you might have pre-ordered that never came in. They canceled, so it will not be there. You will not get a 6x8 paper pad. You won't get a 12x12 paper pad. All of those were canceled. Just open stock, okay? So if you see some of it, just know that it's not you. You didn't get it. Pardon me. If you're a store owner and you didn't get it in your order, it wasn't just you. They canceled a bunch of those SKUs when all that stuff was going on with American Crafts. So it's very beautiful. I hope I get to do something with it. Like a lot of heart and soul went into it. And so hopefully, but that's all I know right now, right? I don't know anything. Just because my name's on it, people think, right? Oh, do you know? And I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. Did I miss any questions? That was a lot of just chatter. A lot of chatter. But I wanted you guys to be in the know of the things that are going on because I'm going to post as well on my VickyBooten.com on the blog section is everything that is like current and going on is going to now start being on VickyBooten.com on that blog section because I need to find somewhere because mass emails don't necessarily work. A lot of you have signed up for my newsletter multiple times. You don't get it. Some things I don't want to send out in a new newsletter because the tariff stuff is tied in very emotionally with people in politics where it wasn't my intention to start people getting mad at each other and fighting over that. Look, I don't discuss politics or religion. It's just, I don't. We're here to craft and everybody has a reason for believing in what they do. For me, it was just the business. So you understood why you weren't getting your orders. So I want to make sure that information is readily available. So moving forward, 2 places always you'll find the information is on my Facebook group, the Vicky Booten Creative Community group, and I'm going to start posting regularly on the blog section on VickyBooten.com because then I find that you will be able to find the information you need right there. Like if you're like, what's going on and when's a group opening? You'll go boop, boop, go on to VickyBooten.com and you'll be able to see exactly where that stuff is, right? So I hope that will help. I hope that will help. But one thing I have to say, and my husband is upstairs. I feel like yelling up to him because I left my stuff upstairs. Did anybody join me on International Scrapbook Day, or have you watched and done the stuff that we worked on since then? Because I have to say, oh, you want a sneak peek? I'll give you a sneak peek. It's not done. I haven't put the cover on. The cover is designed, but I didn't put it on yet because while I'm playing and putting stuff in the album, I don't want to wreck it. So do you want a little peeker? I'll give you a peeker. Like seriously, do you see where we're going with this? Look at it already. So I think this is a fun thing. Is mine I stepped on. I stepped on my album and it's damaged, but I was like, I'm still going to use it. So most of this is going to be covered, so it'll be fine. So seriously, I just want you to get an idea. I'm going to tell you now, on the prep day, So if you have bought everything for this and you want to make this with me, I do have an option for access only where you can come and do the whole live class with me using your own product. Can I tell you something? If you're in Canada, I might have about 5 extra kits. If you email me at info@vickybooten.com, if you still want a kit, I'm going into mail tomorrow. If you email me, I will send you the invoice tonight. And if you pay it, it'll ship out tomorrow. If you were on a wait list, because I've got so many emails, they're buried. If you email me and say, I asked for one, can I still get it? I'll give first dibs to whoever I have multiple emails from, okay? But I do have a couple extra kits, and I have one kit that can ship to the US because they ship from different places. So if you email me, I can send you the draft order, and I can get those out tomorrow, and the US one would go out on Monday. Okay, so I just want you to know, email me at info@vickybooten.com if you want one, but I want you to have an idea. This is not done yet, but look at, can you see this? Things that you're going to need. You're going to need to get something. Natalie, will you put the link up again to those trays on scrapbook.com for me? Because if I talk about it, it's one of those things, just use my share sale link. It costs you nothing, but I want them to see where all the traffic's coming from when I talk about these trays again, because it is one of those things that, or you can buy puzzle sorting trays on Amazon and you need them. There is so much stuff in here that you need to be organized, dudes. So this is what I'm talking about, these trays. So this is everything. This is my cover. So you'll see all the pieces that are going to go in the cover are all in there. And then everything else I've sorted through. Now, obviously, I've split stuff up. There's stuff for layouts has already been split up. It's all been done. But those trays, when we do the prep, the majority of the prep is going to be literally punching out laser die cuts. It took me to organize everything, and I want to show you exactly how I do it because it's required. You're going to want to pop everything out, open it, separate it into like things. So when you open the ephemera pack, I put all my flowers together, I put all my butterflies together, the leaves together, I separate titles, and I paper clip them all, and then I put them in that. Or you could put them in Ziplocs. But you are going to want to be organized because I think there's probably close to 1,000 pieces of stuff. And if you're not organized, it's going to be scary, right? It's going to be scary. So this album, look at it already. I'm telling you guys, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I haven't put mats or anything on here because this is a labor of love, right? To figure out where I want to use everything. But the paper is so thick in this. This is what I was talking about. So the cluster class, we're going to make the clusters and then boop, use them in the album. I love that if we make the clusters and then they're ready for when you go to decorate. And I feel like you'll be so excited because you'll put your mat down here and your cluster and it'll be ready to go. So I have to say the detail in this album, I just want you to understand if you were like, I'm on the fence, I don't know if I'm going to like this collection or not. Do you see this detail? So these laser die cuts come in the kit. So these 2 pages were like attached like this, I think, right? They come apart and then you go boop and you have a staggered, and then look at all those stars punch out. The detail is just unbelievable. So we are not going to do a ton of clusters. We're going to do a few, probably 4 clusters. All of them, for the most part, are going to be used in the album, maybe on the layout. And then we're going to sort and organize and maybe even do a little paper cutting on that clusters class, okay? So I want you to know that if you're can't join for all of it, this class is there's going to be a prep where we're going to do some stuff. There's going to be the Friday night where we do the clusters that we're going to prep to get ready for our album. All day Saturday is going to be album, and then all day on Sunday is going to be layouts. But I want to get as much done together as we can, right? And no, Heather, there will be one fussy cutting. is going to be, we have to fussy cut that floral paper, one of them. But don't do anything ahead of time. But we're only going to fussy cut one. But look at, so these are all pockets. But I did this instead of gluing it to the back. I thought, let's just leave it. And then you have 3 separate spots that you can put your photos in. So like I said, this is not complete yet, right? There's nothing on this page yet, but it's going to be very pretty. And then this is going to be my mat. This is going to be a cluster. It's not done yet, but you get an idea, right? And then it's ready. And then it's going to be a top flap on that page. So you see how I kind of worked through, right? Prepping everything. These are pockets, because that little pocket is in your ephemera pack already with the little cutout. And it's going to be a top flap and a top flap. Right? So lots of business. And because the paper's so thick, yeah, I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Like I said, it's not done yet. I've been working on it, and it's a process, even in my brain, for trying to figure out where I want to put what and where do I want to cut mats from. So it's not done. So you just see, this is what I've been working on this whole week, on top of like the other kitting stuff. But I think you guys will enjoy it. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm going to make a little wreath. What do you think? Are you excited? These are little, right, our little pockets. Here's going to be another cluster. We're going to do this cluster too. It's not finished yet, but then I love it because then we can just come in here and put them right in the album. So that just kind of gives you an idea. I think it's very pretty. And when you look at this now, I think it still looks, if you are like a Vicky Boutin lover of what I did with American Crafts, I think this just looks elevated with these rub-ons. Oh my goodness, game changer. Things that you'll need, X-Acto knife. Like, I'll do a whole list. I'm not doing any inking. I'm not going to do any inking because I want people that, we have a lot of new people in this group, and there's a lot of access only. And I just want to see then, you know, when the next kits come out, at the end of this whole thing, I'm going to send out kind of a little survey. So before I place my order, I know what the interest is going to be, because they sold out so fast this time. But, you know, like I said, are you going to use most everything? You're going to use almost everything. So that's why I said definitely hope you're supporting your favorite scrapbook stores, because I'm still going to be doing stuff with this stuff, but you won't have much left over from this. So, any questions? But I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I am loving how that's coming together. The rub-ons are just so good. Access only doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that it flew. That album sold. People were mad, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, friends. I can't gauge that stuff. And look at the sad tale is the Vicky Boutin Disney album that I have tons of them left, and I have no clue how I'm going to sell all of the albums that I have left. I think I have to take a scrapbook group to Disney so that we can do the class. I don't know what the whole thing will be. Lots of access only yet. The album is sold out in a weekend, but like I said, it was a little psst. I have a couple of kits left now that I have sent every order out. I do have a couple of kits for Canada and only one for the US. And whoever emails me first at info@vickyboutin.com, I can send you a draft order out and we can get those going. Okay. So look at Vicky was able to talk for 40 minutes. And now let's talk about things. So on International Scrapbook Day, we pulled out one of my favorite things in the world is gel plate and gel plate printing. You guys knew I took a break from it because the one that came out with my name on it is not a workable gel plate. And I was embarrassed and I didn't want people to buy it. So I didn't gel plate for pretty much a year because I'm like, that did not get my approval and I don't want you to waste your money on it because I know how hard you guys work and that this stuff's expensive, right? So it was really our first time gel plating in a while, right? Question, will we need to have all of the things separated for the first class? I would say it's a good idea, and I'm going to talk about that when we do the meet and greet and prep. I separated everything. Those laser die cuts are tiny and very delicate. So if you have any dexterity issues, you might want somebody to help you. If you have a daughter who can help you, or somebody with nimble fingers, live and learn. It was my first time doing die cuts, laser die cuts. So some of the stuff I know on the Christmas one, I made stuff bigger or thicker because I didn't really know. And those lasers will cut the tiniest minutia detail that you've ever seen. So just to pop out the laser die cut is a lot of work. And then I kept everything separate so that when you go to access, like you're going to decorate your pages, you'll know that this one came from the Icon Ephemera pack. This is from Journal. This is a laser die cut. This is laser die cuts from the album. There's a lot of stuff. 220 pieces just in boop boop the Icon pack alone. So it'll be good. It's going to be good, but it's a lot. Just the prep stuff is going to be crazy, right? All right. So with that being said, on International Scrapbook Day, we did gel plate prints, and then we took the prints and we sewed on them and did amazing things. I did backgrounds. We didn't even get to a layout. I did finish a card. But I thought today we have all of them. Even if you don't have these prints, you could just grab some scrapbook paper. And what I wanted to do is I'm thinking about, okay, I want a kind of paper piece. So I want to cut little strips, glue them down to a sheet, and then die cut out of it. And so when I was thinking about it, well, what do I want to die cut? And I think I'm going to die cut these letters. And I think my whole background is going to be letters or words from these. Isn't that going to be fun? It's going to be time consuming, so we got some work to do. But we are literally going to take a thinner sheet of cardstock. I'm going to cut strips out of this, and I'm going to layer them on a background with my glue stick. And then I'm going to die cut out of them with the words. And I'm going to do a background that is either just alpha, or or it could be, so you could use my dies. I don't have them at home. Can you believe that? Or I'd be using the Vicky Booten Alpha dies. They're smaller than these. These are huge, right? These are 2-inch. Those ones I think are about a 1 1/4. But you get the idea. I think that this will be fun and just kind of do words in the background. Do you have to do this? No, you could do butterflies, you could do stars, whatever you want to do. The first thing we're going to do is cut the strips apart, and we're going to make some sheets that we can cut out of. And we're going to make these kind of jumbled backgrounds that we can then cut the words out of, or butterflies. I have a butterfly. We can cut a couple butterflies out of it. Whatever you have. Okay? I'm late, but I'm here. You're not late because you know me. I haven't been on for a while, so I did a lot of chatter, so you didn't miss anything. I was talking about the stuff that's been going on in my life. In my lives. That's what I was going to say. In my lives, because I must be like a cat, and I have 9 of them. Those dies are We Are Memory Keeper, Melinda. I had them on my website forever, and I do love them. I think it's a great set. But they are We Are Memory Keepers alpha dies, and they retail, I think, for around $50 because it is a big pack of dies, right? The whole thing is alpha letters in here. And then you find a little cup of coffee. I know, and I know for some of you guys, right, I show you this, and then you're like, I can't get them anymore. I hate when you show stuff that I can't find. I'm hoping you can, and if not, I'm sure you can find some larger alpha dies out there too. And they're stuck in my package, so never to come out again. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
What are you doing down here? Friend, will you do me a favor? You know the layouts in the card that are sitting in the living room by Simon's bed? You know I have my art that is sitting behind the sofa? Can you bring that down for me so I can show my friends? You know the white sofa we sit on, and there's a table right behind it? And in the little bowl behind us is my art.
Okay.
Because I took it up there to photograph it and never brought it back down. That was funny. Oh, you catch him. Yeah, you didn't close it tight enough. Simey will come down here. He is a little bugger. But Devin also, I call her teen mom because she wanted this cat, but she is not actively taking care of him. You do not. Lies, man. The kid is a liar. Okay, I'm going to get a sheet of cardstock. Like just inexpensive cardstock, right? Because I want this to be a little thinner to cut it. So like I said, you could take any of your mixed media art we've done in the past. You must have scraps. This is a perfect for scraps. So if you don't have mixed media, but you have, excuse me, you have pattern paper scraps, perfect. She is. I'm telling you, this cat, who cleans a litter box? Who cleans up cat puke? Who brushes the cat? Who gets up every morning with the cat at 4:30? Grandma. Grandma to the cat. Teen mom is pew, pew, sleeping in her room. So let's go through and decide what we're going to use. I don't know. Anybody else like that? Oh, get a cat. I'll take care of it. Yeah. That is not what happens in our house. So we have all these pieces. So we can decide, like, do you want to stay kind of monochromatic with your background? Or do you want to do a whole rainbow mix? What are you guys going to do? Who's going to play along with me tonight? For some of you are probably just like, I'm just glad we're making something because she talks a lot. And I would say, yes, I do. So for right now, I'm going to separate by blue, by colors. Totally. We have a 95-pound grand puppy that we take care of. The 23-year-old son is off doing his own thing. Yep. Right? Yep. Yes. But with a now 85-pound dog that we love to bits, but the boy doesn't help a whole lot. Exactly. And that's what I say. Exactly. I love that cat. He is my cat. She likes to think he's hers. I'm like, that cat is my cat now. And then she'll come home and she'll be like, I just want to snuggle. Why is he ignoring me? I'm like, because you can't just be like, show up every now and again and expect the cat is going to pay attention to you. He's not going to. He's not going to. He loves me. I love it. You're scrapping at a retreat this weekend. I love that. Where is it, close to home, or did you have to travel for it? Jessica's in bed watching. I get that. Friday, right? How many Canadians here that are having a long weekend? It is, I think, Victoria Day weekend, right? I only live here, man. I know nothing. I was talking about you, teen mom.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm playing with him right now.
Teen mom is a true facts. Devin loved this art. And Devin loves Flower Emporium, don't you?
Yeah, it's the nicest one, I think, so far.
Yep, she loves it.
Yeah.
So if you weren't in on Friday night, not Friday Night Live, on International Scrapbook Day, bye! We made cards. We made a layout background. Right? Layout background. And then this one, which I think is my favorite. So understanding that I live on the border. I live on the border of Niagara Falls, New York. So we are right across the river. We say over the river is when we go to the U.S. So we have, where I live, kind of celebrated both holidays all the time, especially in my days of going to the bars, because we would have like our whole festivity here, right? Celebrating. And then we would get to go over to the bars in the U.S. and could celebrate that holiday there too. So it was fun. So this was my favorite though. I love this freaking layout. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And see the sewing? Who has, since I've used my sewing machine, went and bought yourself some gold thread? Because I really think it's a game changer. You will be in St. Catharines at the market tomorrow. It is a good market. Is there a good place for breakfast? We have the like traditional breakfast places. I wish Devin was still down here. There's one there's one on Van Sickle. If you look it up, it's always packed. They're stacked, the pancake place. I am not the person to ask because I don't do breakfast. Like I don't eat out for breakfast. Do you think I'm crazy? But I don't eat out for breakfast. But there's probably some even downtown because you're going to be in the downtown area on St. Paul Street. There's some good stuff. But yeah, oh, there. Look at Karen's on here. Karen, I have your order is here on my kitchen table too. Grazie Cafe. There you go. And I have eaten there before for supper, but not for breakfast. So there you go. Karen would know. She's in St. Catharines too. I was not very helpful, was I? Oh yeah, to what's that called? What else? Happy Ralph's. Happy Ralph's. I haven't been there in a long time yet. And the carousel. So you're going to Port Dalhousie as well. Yeah, lots of fun things. So when you're in Port Dalhousie, I think it's still there. Is it still there, Karen? You need to get, if I was having anything, is the funnel cakes down there at Budapest Bakery when you go to Port Dalhousie. If you were going to ask me, so 2 things I would be getting. Beechwood Donuts on St. Paul Street, because it is literally a game changer. And you want to do Budapest Bakery in Port Dalhousie. I think it's still there in Port Dalhousie. So you want to do that. I'm telling you, oh my goodness, game changer. So I can hear her. She is playing with a cat. She wasn't lying. I can hear her running up there. So let's do some things. Just sorting what I want to use. Oh, I'm going to use that yellow for sure. Oh, going to use that teal for sure. Oh, yeah. And Balzac's for coffee down in Port Dalhousie as well. There's some good food around here, right? So St. Paul Street is called Beechwood Donuts. It's divine, the best donuts. And then in Port Dalhousie, you have Budapest Bakery, which is right across the street from like the main strip. It's not very big, so you won't miss it. I bet some of you are like, are we going to do anything tonight? Eventually, when Vicky is done talking about food. See, look at Karen sharing lots of stuff with you. Yeah, we live in a really nice area, so that hot pink is neon, and it is everything. So if you do gel plate printing and you don't own a neon pink paint, you need to get it. It doesn't mean you have to do everything neon, but that pink with navy and orange, oh, it's beautiful. So let's cut some strips. And literally just vary the widths of the strip. It doesn't have to be anything special. I am going to actually do something now. Here we go. So just make some twigs. There's so many things you could do. We could do paper weaving. We've done that before with your mixed media art. If you'd like to see that, remind me and we can do that one day. Again, we can do paper weaving. It, I think, is one of my most watched videos. It is on YouTube. I did do paper weaving already. I don't know how many I'll need, but you know I tend to cut too many, so I'm going to try to not do a lot. Are you still... oh, thank you, Connie, for reminding me. So I am not going to sign the contract for the Caribbean cruise because I forgot that I already have something booked. So that is what my life is generally like. But we're going to look for something else. So it was going to be in February, but the trade show in Germany at the same time, and I didn't realize they had changed it. The dates were normally in February, and they changed it. So I didn't realize, and Janine messaged me and said, Vicky, that was exciting when you were talking about your cruise during International Scrapbook Day, but Germany is that same time, and I'm like, ah, poop. Ah, poop. So, thank you for bringing it up. I am not going to be doing that. All right, so yeah, makes me sad, but we'll find another one. We'll find another one, something else to find book. But yeah, I did end up. I am working on though 2026. 2026? That's next year, right? I am looking at possibly going back to Australia and New Zealand. So, if that's something you think you want to plan and participate in, information will come for that in a little while. I have to just follow up with Michelle. But that will be fun, right? That will be fun. So be watching for that. We're working on that. With the two choices we had was Brisbane or Sydney. And I opted because I liked the itinerary better for out of Brisbane. So we're looking at that. And then possibly looking at doing a weekend event in Brisbane. Because if I'm there, it'll just be easy. So nothing planned yet. We're just kind of talking about it, right? Just kind of talking about it. But I know a lot of followers and friends in Australia, so I'm hoping we can make that happen and we can get to see you guys again. I love this just for background. I don't like, we might even end up pivoting. Look, see, this is what I'm saying about, remember when I'm telling you, contained funk. So what this is perfect for is your prints or things that you've created that you don't maybe love as a whole. Like you'll look at it and go, ooh, it's a little dirtier than I wanted it to be, or the pattern didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it. Well, when you do something, and this is what Vicky calls contained funk, and you break the pattern into smaller pieces, it can be kind of divine. You can breathe total new life into some of your art when you cut it down into bite-sized pieces or contained funk, right? Do one more. And then nothing is garbage either, right? Nothing is garbage. So yeah, it would sound pricey. Well, just your airfare part would be, but I guess for people who really have always wanted to go to Australia, but maybe you don't have somebody who would travel with you, this is a good opportunity. This is, I find, what my cruises end up, what happens is for single travelers, it's great because then they have a built-in group, a community that you can start talking to before any of that stuff. So yes, would it be pricey? 100%. For the people who live there, not as much, but for people traveling from North America, yeah, that flight is long and it's pricey, right? But I always love that offering these, it doesn't have to just be for the locals, right? Sometimes it can work really well for people. I did have my friend B came on the last one and stayed for back-to-back cruises, right? Stayed for back-to-back cruises. But we have a lot, Connie, you laugh, but there's a lot of VBoo crew who come without their husbands. Because sometimes they don't want to do it. They're like, nah, I have zero desire to fly that long. Like that's Rich is like, I don't think I want to be in an airplane for that long, where I don't mind it at all. Watch movies, have snacks, sleep, right? But we have there's a big crew in Australia. When I did the last one with Natalie May, I don't know, we had probably, I don't know, there were over 100 at our weekend event, and then we did back-to-back cruises, and both of them sold out in like lickety split. They were sold out. So it is one of those things that you can't even wait to decide, because that one, that's a lot of snacks for you. It is, because they feed you the whole time, Carrie, right? When you're on those long flights, that's all you do is have snacks. So I love it though. I loved it. And I was nervous about Australia because I'm afraid of all of the stuff that can eat you. And then I got there and I'm like, 100% will go back to, I'm trying to remember where did I go that I loved? I don't know. Do you think, I think I have enough of this color, right? Of the worms. Look at it though. Look already. How happy does this make you? This makes me incredibly happy. Looking at all that color. Do you see what I'm saying? You could weave this. Yeah, the yarn on the jelly plate was kind of everything, wasn't it? It was pretty beautiful. So now what I'll do, just to keep myself organized. Melbourne, you're the best, Melinda. I was thinking about you too, because guess what? When I did my waterfall flap, I did it the Melinda way. The February cruise is not going to be happening, Heather, because I didn't realize that I have another commitment. So I let Sherry know. Look at that. Oh, it's delicious. I let Sherry know that I'm not going to sign the contract for it because I didn't realize that the big trade show is in Germany at the same time. And I can't be in two places at once, right? Limit the color palette on the prints. I love that you see it now, Deb, right? It's important because when you're going to use them for collage, you need to have that mix of color. Like, how happy does this make you? This like makes me like, woohoo, giddy. I love this. Wouldn't that be fun on a layout, even if we just crisscross them like that? I know, Heather, but don't worry. I'm going to find something else. I don't know when it's going to be, but when we were on International Scrapbook Day, when we were doing that, Janine messaged me and she said, Vicky, you do realize that they moved the dates for Germany by a month and it's the same time. And I'm like, oh no. I know she said a lot of people have been emailing Cruise and Crop. And I'm like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. So this is why when you're gel plate printing, people get so excited and they put all the colors of the rainbow on every single page, and it's beautiful if you're going to use it just that one page. But if you want contrast when you're layering, it is really worthwhile to do monochromatic or two colors or one color, mix some white and black in it, stay close on the color wheel because you get like a whole different result, right? When you start doing these. So it's a little different, right? I love it. And I love whoever said that they listen, like my rambling. It makes me so happy, Melinda. I love that. So when we were on the cruise, we had done a page that was all waterfall flaps. And I'm walking around in the class, kind of chatting with the ladies, and I walk by Melinda's desk, and I see the most brilliant thing. She has taken them, because I painstakingly lay each one out and line it up, and she took all of them and paper clipped them, and then glued them as one piece. And I'm like, that's brilliant. I'm going to call this the Melinda way. So now, when I do, and in this class, in the album class, there is a waterfall. And while I was doing it, I'm sitting there going, it's the Melinda way. You come for the rambling. I'm sure some people come for the rambling, and I'm sure some people don't stay because of the rambling, but it's a lot of information. And what's really hard is sometimes it's hard for me to share, like make sure everybody gets the info, right? We run into a problem where when all this stuff was going down, and then I started deleting posts because they were starting to get, they were taking on a vibe I didn't really want. And I knew people were going to get upset, and then people were reporting posts, and it just went in a direction I didn't want on my board. So I just deleted the stuff. But then not everybody understood what was going on, right? With the canceling of orders. I still am getting emails like, why was my order canceled? And I'm like, it's not you. I love you and I would sell you all of the things. But I just don't know right now. It's so unpredictable that what if I shipped it out and then it got to your door and you had a charge of $175 US. You might never order from me again, right? I'm cutting them all different widths. Yeah. And I'm done. This is the last one I'm cutting is this color, the navy. Woo, so pretty. And now let's decide, because part of me doesn't even want to do the die cut letters. I want to just lay these down because I freaking love it. So let's just look. There we go. So what's fun is you could use any kind of scraps, right? Any kind of scraps. Could be scrap paper. But what I love is we made these. They're all custom pattern paper. Yeah. I learned the hard way. And then it's easy. It's just, I'll just shut it down, right? Because I certainly don't want anybody getting upset with each other or with me. So varied widths in warm and cool. We have a warm and a cool palette, right? So ideas now. So what my idea was, right, is that I could layer some strips and then we could cut letters out of it. So let's do that, but I'll keep some of these so we can also do a background of it, right? What did you use for the last piece? Which one was that? This one? It was just a background that I had drawn on it with white Posca pen. So we can go in here. Let's decide what we want to do here now, right? So we know what the height of the letters are. So because the strips, I think I'm going to put them this way. And we can then just start placing, and we can glue it down, right? Look how pretty this is. So imagine doing this whole background and sewing on it. This could be a great cover for an album. You can die cut out of it, whatever you want to do, right? So I'm just going to kind of position, and then I can go in and I'm going to glue stick. I think glue stick is your best bet with this. And then even some of these ones that are a little short, right? So you see with this one now, when you're gel plate printing, so when I'm looking at this, and if I wanted to do this again, I would probably have done some green. Green would have been awesome to add in here, so you have a little bit more contrast, but it'll be fine. And if I'm going to cut the letters out, and I know my letters are about 2 inches, right? I'm going to do 2 strips, but I'm going to try to keep them so I can cut the letters like that, right? So I'm not wasting. I'm going to do like that. Do you get what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? Is, where's that glue stick? There it is. Sorry. Gotta put my sausage arm in here. I'm not going to cover the whole sheet if I'm not using the whole sheet. I'm just going to, because now I love these strips, I'm going to do something else with it too. So put this down like snot. Okay. You want it to be a thick enough layer that it's going to stay where it needs to go. Okay. Okay, now you're getting crazy, Vicky. I'm going to overlap a little bit. And don't put everything straight. I think if you make it a little, right, on a little angle, a little jaunty angle, makes it a little bit more interesting. Now, there's different things we could use, right? You could use matte medium and other item or other mediums, but I find that sometimes then it gets a little gunky, like it's messy, right? And this is messy enough. Cindy, you're not the only one. I'd say most people, when I'm teaching the gel plate classes, is people get really excited about color. And I'm always like, because if you've done it with me, I'm always like, it's okay, friends. Trust me. Just do just do black and white. Just do blues. Just do, because this is only our first layer, right? And I always say it's only the first layer. So it's okay if you can't see the whole vision yet, because you're not alone. It's very common when we're doing this that people will not do monochromatic. They'll use quite a few colors because they're like, I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun. And then I don't want to rain on that parade. I love that. I love that you're having fun. Having fun means you'll come back and do more art with me, right? But sometimes, oh, I like that. Just take a piece of that. Just take a piece. Glue is Scotch brand glue stick that I think, I don't know, probably bought it at Walmart or something. Not even anything fancy. And I'm okay that there's even a little bit of white showing there, and cut that off. So now see, when I cut my letters, they'll all fit in there and I can put them different ways, right? Now, because it's a little sticky, you could brayer on there if you want to. Just make sure that that's in place. So I love that I still have all these strips. Oh, I didn't put this one on. Let's do one more row. We'll do 2 rows. So I'll do a blue row, another one down here. And then we'll do 2 rows or 3 rows of the bright color one too. I just want you to put it on thick enough so while you're messing around, organizing your bits, your glue doesn't dry up on you. Because when you go to cut these, you don't want to have pieces lifting off, right? What else? I want some more of that gold on this one because I really love it. So imagine you could cut hearts out of this, stars. What are you guys going to cut? Is anybody, at first you were like, I don't know if I'm going to do this. And now as you've seen it come together, you're like, okay, I like it. I want to play too. It happens a lot, doesn't it, with us? That some people, I love the ones that are like, I was laying in bed and then you got me excited and now I'm not laying in bed. I'm up and I'm making stuff. Or this is what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to be crafting tomorrow and now I'm excited. I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. And remember, when I came on here tonight, it was kind of like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I have no plans, right? No plans. But yep, titles. This is great for titles. Boop. So how much space? One more strip. Let's add one more strip. What's it going to be? Another gold, maybe? Maybe another one of that. Yeah, I'm going to go in with that, but a little thicker. And then we'll let this dry, and then we're going to die cut out of it. So if you're out there and you're a card maker, you 100% could be using this for cards, couldn't you? You're going skydiving tomorrow. That's excited. Well, you know what is fun, Jose, is you could do Is it Jose? I probably ask you this every time. Do I? Jose or Josie? And you're like, Vicky, I have been watching you for 25 years and you ask me that every single time. And I would say, I don't remember my kid's birthday, so don't feel bad. I have a terrible memory. Terrible memory. The first time, Jose. Good. She said, you do. You do. I know. And I knew as soon as I said it, but I'm like, but I still don't remember. Look how fun that is. So imagine cutting hearts or whatever you want to cut out, right? So let's just wait for the glue snot to dry and we'll do the other color. And it's all stuck on my fingers. Yeah, you could do this with branding strips. 100%, Deb. You could. And I think we've done it before, haven't we? We've been doing these lives for so long. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Now this one is going to be fun. So let's decide what how we're gonna split these colors up, right? Because we have the oranges, we have this yummy delicious neon pink. This salmon-y color. I love that. Some pinks. We have the yellow. So I feel I don't want to only just do orange and yellow and then the pinks. I would like to do one that is kind of, do you think I could get 3? I could probably get 3. Yes, I'm going to do 3 different strips on here. One that is kind of stays with the peaches, one that stays with the pinks, and then one is a mix, right? We create on the fly. It's what we do here. My camera is really crooked, so let me, boop, is that better? Okay, so let's do some pinks, and then I'll use this as a reference. So if I can do 3 strips, will be fun. And then we'll cut them apart, and we'll run them through the die cut machine. Let's start with that. So another thing, if you come to my area, if you're coming to the Niagara region, that is definitely worthwhile to do or see, is the watering can. Because the watering can right now is this beautiful garden center, and they brought my favorite salad back, which is the prosciutto and fig and pomegranate salad, which is like the best thing in the world. And then it is the most gorgeous garden center. So if you are coming to the Niagara region, like maybe you're going to Niagara Falls this year, my American friends, your dollar is so strong here. I would say it's worth it. I would totally be traveling to Canada, because when you're looking at like 40 cents, your dollar's 40 cents more, right? It's crazy town. So this one's going to be kind of my pinks. What do we think? Probably 2 more strips. Let's do this one. Devin and I went for lunch to the watering can, and I'm doing hot pink first, and it was divine. Had that salad, bought myself a topiary tree for the pool to put out the back, bought some flowers, right? You're going in September. Yes, so make sure, I will give you a list. Like my favorite winery is, oh my goodness, I just forgot. Give me a second. It'll take me a minute to remember the name. But I love it. They have the best short ribs I've ever had. And my brain is in fart mode. And I can't remember what it's called now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have trouble if you hung around with me enough, you'll know, like, oh, there it goes. I can't remember what it's called. My brain's in fart mode. So that'll work. Boop. Okay. Let's do an orange one and then a mix of the two colors. Oh, what is it called? Can't even remember. Vicky is using the We Are Memory Keepers dies, correct? But you could use any alpha die. Any alpha die. Yes, greenhouse. You will not be the only one out there, Carissa. So can I tell you little stories too? So I'll tell you, I love my garden, and my garden's all container because we have a concrete pool deck, right? So it's very pricey. It gets pretty expensive because I'm buying everything every year. But I love at Canadian Tire, for my Canadian friends here, they have palms, like palms, you know, palm fronds on sale for $15.99. So if you want something that is pretty drought resistant, so if you go away on vacation and your kids never remember to water anything, does this sound familiar for some of you? It is definitely a thing in my house. It is a perfect thing for filler. Ferns, Boston ferns. I buy those at the watering, at Sunshine. But Canadian Tire, if you are in the Niagara region, some of you might be local. My favorite place to go garden shopping is in Niagara Falls. There is a huge Canadian Tire and a huge Home Depot that have two of the best garden centers. And I went there, and the flowers this year, I don't know why, but they are fire. Like they're absolutely stunning, the colors and the quality of the plants. So I went and I bought Boston ferns. I bought my palm fronds, a couple topiary trees, right? It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I love, right? You sound like you may know something about that. Vicky is Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire. And well, I'm Canadian, right? So we definitely shop at Canadian Tire, and I'm excited because, well, I was sad because one of our iconic stores, the Hudson's Bay Company, is going out of business, and it looks like Canadian Tire is going to be taking some of the brands from the Bay. So I'm very excited about that because that is like a sad thing that's been around forever, right? Always start your shopping, I agree, at Canadian Tire. The plants in there today, we went because I made Rich come with me because I didn't want to have to pick everything up by myself, right? But those palm fronds for $15.99, that is cheap, and you can buy a couple and they fill, right? Take up lots of space. So I was very excited about that. Let's put one more thin of the yellow. And then we're done that one. And then I'm going to do a mix of pink and orange. I love this, friends. Look, you can make your own pattern paper like that too, right? Look how pretty. And then see, the glue is kind of went over top, so I'm just going to rub that. Yeah, I just saw it today. I heard it or saw it online. I forget what the two designer guys that I love, the Scottish guys. What are their names? Justin and somebody out there is going to know what I'm talking about. They had posted it with the iconic stripes, right? Hudson Bay have the stripe pattern that is iconic. And they had just posted about it, and then I heard it on the news, right? Yeah, to the Hudson Bay stripes, and then a couple of their brands. I'm hoping that that maybe what's his name? What's that one designer? oh, I'm forgetting what his name is. Gluckstein. I hope they pick up because he does some awesome stuff for Canadian or for the Bay. So what's this mix gonna be? I'm gonna start with this. I love this one. I love this kind of burgundy red with the pink. And then let's go in with maybe the goldy orange. Oh yes, I love it. Hi Kathleen, how are you? Yellow in there. Let's do this first. Yellow. So you could stamp on top of these if you wanted to first before cutting them out. Hi Irene, how are you? Okay, what other pink do we want in there? I really want the pink. But this one could work. Oh, that sounds like Rich. Is he coming down here to see his people? Sounds like it.
So much better with new water.
Is it? Rich cleaned the hot tub. Do you want funny though? So we're out there and I'm like, he's cleaning it, changing the water. And I'm like, did you clean the sides? I think you should scrub in the hot tub, like scrub the sides if the water's out. So I go outside because he's like, I don't think you need to do it. And I'm like, yes, we do. So I go out there and the water's filling and all of a sudden the jets turn on and start. I was like, just about had reached it. And I'm yelling, Rich, the water is just shooting out. The jets are like spraying everywhere. It was pretty funny. Hey, athlete, he's gone already, but he has to come and make, pop in here to see his friends. Oh, he's still over there. Because I don't know who else is a Gulf widow. I'm a Gulf widow this weekend. He's gone every day. And then he was like, so funny because he knows. And he goes, well, that's why I didn't go on Thursday night to men's league. And I'm like, but dude, you're going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So he made it like he was doing me a real favor. But he's not, didn't go on Thursday night. I'm like, Thursday night, but you work all day. So I only get like a little bit of time with you. I'm like, whatever, I'll go hang out with my boyfriend. Husbands do not clean sides of hot tubs ever. So I'm not the only one, right? I'm like, clean the jets and stuff. So I went out there, but the whole thing started spraying everywhere. It was comical. And thank goodness I got out of the way. Oh, and friends, let's take a minute to wish our friend Kari Kaplan a happy birthday. She celebrated this week. So happy birthday to my friend Kari. Anybody else in the house celebrating something? Don't want you to feel left out. I just know it was her birthday. And Jer's. So if Jer is out there too. Happy birthday to my Kaplans. Happy birthday to my Kaplans. Look at now. Look how fun when you look at them, right? So let's see when we cut something. So if we want to do a background that are kind of alphas, do we just do random letters in the background, or we could do A, B, C, D, or do I spell words? Or what would probably be easiest, what if we repeat a word? What do you think about that? What if we repeat a word? Like, what could we do in the background? Fun. Like, it could be fun, 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 fun. Or fun and happy. Did you mount them on foundation? No, cheap cardstock, right? Because it's going to just be an element. So I wouldn't waste my cardstock for this. So what do we think? Because you know I'm going to ask you and then do what I want anyway, but I like you to feel like you're included. So I'm opening probably the 12th package of these dies that I never know where I put them. But the other thing I think would be awesome on this is look at butterflies. So you know we'll cut a couple. Couple butterflies. See? Oh, how beauteous will that be? Look at those. So pretty. And if your die would fit across, like you could do stripes like that too. Would be fun. Oh, that's so fun. Kristen's, my second grandchild, was born last Tuesday the 6th, a little girl. Congratulations. Carol is celebrating her 40th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. It's very nice. Very nice. So words, but now let's think of the words. This makes me happy. I could just leave this on my desk and that would bring me joy. Just that would bring me joy. Right? Well, it's the concept for the button cut and paste is totally inspired by collage, right? So now I got to think of repeated words, right? So if we have our foundations paper as the base, and so let's say maybe I'm going to go and stencil gold on the background of my page, and then I could just run words down the side, and that's the background. I'm creating a background. So I think to make it easy is you could do anything. So if you're out there and you know you're celebrating a birthday, you could do party. You could spell the word party and repeat it and put it all over the back of your page. You could just do random letters. But let's think of what I want to do. I want something easy because, you know, my brain is tired tonight. So what could we do? How about happy? No, because I only have one P and I don't want to have to cut them all out double. So I need a word that all the letters only appear in it once. Fun. Fun is good, right? I could do fun, fun, fun. Let's do fun. And we'll have fun, fun, fun. Now that Daddy took the T-bot away. So you don't have to do fun. This will be easy though. So is this going to be a little time consuming? It is. But you know what the other thing is? What could be interesting is spelling words that you want on a card. You could do sentiments for your cards where you want a big sentiment on it. There. Okay. Do we want an exclamation mark? That could be fun. No pun intended. See? Sue Ellen, we're sharing a brain. Friends, yeah. Anything you want to do, right? But we want to maximize. So I'm not going to do the exclamation mark because I can get fun out of that twice. Oh, that would be fun. HBD for happy birthday. I love that idea. That's a great idea. Okay. Oh, I was going to try to just lean over and pick up my die cutting machine, but seeing that my back is just starting to feel better, I will get up and get it so I don't break myself again. So, like I said, a little bit time consuming, but it's going to be good. I think it's going to be worth it. Have I ever showed you my finger puppet? I just turned around to get something in my Bob Ross finger puppet. Isn't that fun? I love it. Vicky loves stuff. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I bought that in an airport somewhere. Because I love those airports that have, do you see my scissors? They're there. That have little stationery stores. I love that. And let's roll. It's going to take a minute. Because, right, if this was a recorded video, I would do this all off camera. But the only thing is, like, because some of you, I'm sure, prefer, you don't like the whole chatter part and you want to see just the whole finished thing quickly. But the only downside is it can be a little bit deceiving because the timing, how long this stuff takes to do. Okay, there we go. I'm going to lay that out. I'm going to just do this so they don't move. Okay. Well, some people do not like the chatter, so lives are not their thing, right? But the only thing is when you look at it and I can go, ooh, and abracadabra, it's all done. And then you're like, oh my goodness, when I sat to do that, it took me 3 hours. And I'm like, yep, because that person who videotaped it, God only knows how long it took them, right? Now, because they're attached, I just want to make sure that my shim worked well enough that it actually cut through, because it's pretty thick, right? I think they did. I'm just going to be brave. I'm going to run it one more time. I'm not going to be brave. I'm going to get another piece of paper. I don't have any craft friends, so this is my weekly fix. I love that. And I love that we all found each other. And a lot of us found each other during COVID, right? When we were home, and you might have not even been crafting anymore. Like, right? You could have been like, oh, I used to craft, and then life got busy and I stopped. And then when we were all stuck at home, it was like a whole saving grace, right? And I love that you guys, a lot of you stayed. And since then, I've got to meet lots of you in person, on scrapbooking cruises, or if you've come to crop. I'll do a butterfly too. I'll make sure I cut at least one. Okay, let's see. Here's the big reveal. And fingers crossed, it cut through, because that would really suck. And if I keep them all on this tape, I can just lay it down again, right? You know what else is fun? Is I can use the negative and the positive. So it didn't cut super well right there, but we will make it work. Or I'll might have to take my X-Acto there. You're like, let me see, Vicky. I'm trying. And hoping that the glue was dry enough and they didn't glue inside my dies too. That would suck. Release. Oh, this is so pretty. Here we go. So I might have to clean them up a little bit, and I'll put a bigger shim because it's thick, right? But look at, oh my goodness. How pretty is that? Who is cutting shapes out? Who's doing this with me? I hope I'm not the only one tonight. I hope at least one other person is doing it. There. Oh, and there's our F. So here we go. F, U, N. It is kind of beachy, isn't it? So you could do sun and fun. Sun and fun would be really be really fun. I love that. So you would look at this and go, how did you do that? And you'd be like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how I got to my awesomeness when you're at your next crop, right? I love it. Yes, sun in the yellows. I love it, Helen. Look how clever you are. So let's do it again. And it's all because I taped it. I can just place it again. I love that. I was clever by accident. Clever by accident. And I'm going to do them a little wonky even. Clever by accident. We do so many techniques, and if you're newer here, I'm telling you, there is a lot of content. I've been doing this for a very long time, and there's some good stuff. We have done good stuff over the years. We'll see you later, Pamela. Let's see, did I make this shim too thick now? We'll see. But I want it to just cut way easier. Okay, now I gotta put some muscle in it. Sorry, gonna shake the table too. But that should be good. I can feel it. Well, look at Virginia. I can make it like, look how smart I am. And if it was a recorded video, I could pretend like that. But that's the one thing you get with Vicky. I am smart sometimes completely by accident. Smart by accident. And if you're watching me live, you get to see, like, she did not do that on purpose. She was not smart on purpose. I just don't want it to lift the paint off, because now there was so much pressure with that one that the tape is really sticking. There we go. Oops, see, I ripped it there. So I'll come from this side. Not the letter, the background, and I still want to be able to use it, right? Because I love multi-purposing the art. Like if I can get 2 uses out of it, that's winning. So I pressed so hard with the shim that I'm trying to not lift the strips that I glued down. And I only lifted it right here, so we're okay. So now, pop them out. Hello, Tamia, how are you? That's what I'm saying. We get 2 pieces. 2 pieces, that's why. See, it ripped a little bit there, but I'll just glue that down. And we back it on a contrasting color, and you get 2 uses. Actually, I might even love the negative more than the positive. Okay, that one didn't cut. Let's get an X-Acto. Because I don't want to ruin it, because I want to use this, because I'm really excited about that. Using the positive and the negative. Release. Because it's pretty thick, right? Because you have acrylic paint on there that makes it thick. You can see it already, right? This background, can you imagine sewing them? So we'll have a positive and a negative. Let's glue that down so nobody knows where it lifted. There. Because how fun will that be? To do strips of that and do a whole background with that. And just do it on like a nice contrast on the background. So don't throw that away. That's one. We get two. Twice the fun, double the fun, right? Double mint gum. And I love that side where, look at it, that edge wasn't even painted to the edge. Okay, let's do some of the color. It's going to be a late one tonight. It's a late one because, you know, one, I talked for a while because there was a lot of stuff I had to share. And then oh, I have another strip here too. So let's do butterfly. Let's do a butterfly. And then part of me, is it thick enough? I'm going to do it like that. Look at that. Do some butterflies too. I'm going to do one fun word and two butterflies out of this one. Because then we can get a card out of it too then, right, friends? Baby, baby. That's what song's in my head. You kiss me like this, and you whisper like that. I can't tell you why that song's in my head, but it most certainly is. And it's all coming back to me now. How you doing out there? There's a lot of you watching. And I know sometimes you can't chat with me because you might be watching on the TV or you're watching on the phone while somebody in the house is watching something else. So you just kind of quietly watching. I always laugh when you are watching and a significant other might be making fun of me because they're like, man, that lady talks a lot. And you're like, she does. She does talk a lot. And I say I kind of have to because it'd be weird if I just sat here and didn't speak. I think that'd be a little bit weird. Okay. Move this. So what are your plans for this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? I for sure want to do stuff outside garden-wise, right? Get my backyard, bring out the patio furniture, that kind of stuff. That is happening around this joint. Shaking ya like a Polaroid picture. I always worry because no, I'm not seeing any comments, so let me just make sure. This happens to me sometimes. So I'm just refreshing on my laptop. Because for some reason I don't get necessarily all the comments. And we'll just make sure that the chat is still. Yep, see? None of that was coming through, so I was not ignoring you, friends. Yeah, clean up. I want to do, I said to my husband, we need to do a massive cleanup, de-stash of our house. It's going to be hard, though, for Mr. Booten, the athlete, when he's out playing golf all weekend, for us to get all this stuff that Vicky wants to get done. I was watering my bee balm Thursday and found a female mallard sitting on 11 eggs. Wow. Well, let's start with, what is bee balm? Please enlighten me first off so I can picture the whole thing here, Connie. And that's pretty exciting. Is there water nearby? Because ducks, I would think there has to be water by, isn't there? Going to see the Wiz tomorrow in New Orleans. Oh, after a funeral in the AM. That's sad. Sorry for your loss. But that will be fun, the Wiz. Right? Ease on down the road. Is that from the Wiz? Or did I just make that up? A top green plant with red flowers. Your pool. Oh no, Connie. Is there water nearby? She's like my pool. Mama Duck. I thought maybe you had like a pond or something. I did not know they were going to be using your pool as their, or they're going to teach their young. Uh-oh, see, this one's stuck. So let's get it released. There. It's just the adhesive, right? You got to be careful because if the glue stick wasn't completely dry. There. Look at this one with that gold in there. I love it. I love that. So you could really rotate. You could sew one of these sheets on and then do the cutout letters too, right? There's lots of art that can be made from what we're doing here. There we go. There we go. See, there's just a little clicker. There. I love it. Right? And let's see, let's do the butterfly. But I love that idea to do sun on the, we could do that. The only thing is I would want another color for the end, but it's okay. Stick with the plan, Vicky. Just stick with the plan. But I am going to cut a couple butterflies out of this, but I'll just cut one for now so we can see it. Did you guys, because I asked questions, but then I didn't see the comments. Is anybody doing this with me tonight? And if you are, or are you planning to do this? And what shapes are you going to do? Are you going to do words? Or are you going to do one of your shapes, like florals or stars, hearts, butterflies? This would be good with, if you guys have the Vicky Booten heart dies. Right? Natalie's done a couple cool things with those heart dies. I think the heart die could be really fun. I really pressed that in here, so now I just got to get my mint tape to release because it is stuck on there pretty good. There we go. Just got to be careful, friends, because this is really thick, right, with the acrylic. So my little butterfly is not wanting to come out. I love it, though. Oh, I might just have to add. Okay, glasses have to go on. I cannot see. Yep. It didn't, even though that was really thick. The white paper just did not cut through. Oh, it is not going to release until I help it. I love the butterflies, but nobody should be surprised by that if you've met me before. It is one of my favoriteest things, right? It'll be worth it when I pop this sucker out. So just give me a sec. And it would help if my X-Acto knife wasn't super dull. There she comes. There she comes. But you know what's fun is a lot of you have probably done the gel plate printing with me, and you have a whole bunch of prints that you've done nothing with. Because it's like, okay, I made the art, but I'm kind of stuck with how to use it. And I hope this inspires you to pull those prints out and make some art from them. Because you don't have to have a die cutting machine. You could tape them down, hand cut them. You could just, like I said, tape them down and sew on it and just use it as strips. The little head is stuck. So now you know the next time I put this through, I would run it through a couple times. But it's going to be worth it. Wait, here she comes. She comes. When you see it. I had to put my glasses on though because I couldn't see. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. I can't even tell you. Is that not beautiful? Look at that. That you could make art. Wouldn't that be fun to put in and frame it in a shadow box or something? I'll be doing more of the butterflies. I'm not going to do it right now because we saw how hard that one was to get out. So I just want to do it when I don't have an audience because there's pressure. Pressure. Let's see now out of the warm color. I love this. And this is what I talk about. So, and I love, who was it who said, now I understand why you kept saying monochromatic, monochromatic. I want, because I think that is the best part, is the learning through, like, as it's happening. Do you understand now why I said, I know you love all the colors of the rainbow, but there will be value in, I'm going to move this time. I'm going to reposition these now. There's value in doing things in a monochromatic because when you go to layer everything, it makes it pop when it all comes together. If all of your sheets had all the colors of the rainbow on it, you couldn't have contrast when you layer the strips. So it's one of those things that I know sometimes it takes a little bit of, you got to hold back and go, okay, I'm just going to write it through and then see where it takes or where Vicky's taken us. I'm going to trust the process because sometimes I'm sure when you're watching going, no, I don't believe you. I want all of them, all the colors. And I get it. Like I said, not my first rodeo, so I would say that it is not an unusual thing. When I'm in a class, often when we're doing these, it'll be like, okay, on your next one, try to restrain from using all the colors and see the result you're going to get. I'm going to do that. There. Can you do sun? You could if you want to. I'm not. Sorry, I was choking there. Let's do it, Nancy. I can do sun. I'll do sun. So let's get that F out of here. Get the F out of here. Eek. You gotta watch. Well, the F is out of here now because it's on the floor. But I glued my things together. So I'm going to try not to do that again. There's an S. There. Sure I can. There. sure they're not stuck together. You don't want them to overlap, you'll wreck it. You caught that, Connie? I was making a joke. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see what the sun looks like. These dies are, We Are Memory Keepers 2-inch dies. I'm sure you can find them out in the wild. I don't know if they're still in stock with the stuff that Notions bought from American Crafts. But yeah, it's a We Are Memory Keepers set. Let's see. I'm excited to see this color. And there's a cat hair in there too. Love it. My cat comes down here. If he sneaks down here and I don't know he's down here, he is on my table, and you know what he goes for? He loves Tim Holtz as much as I do, and he loves ink blending tools. And Simon likes to knock all of them on the floor and bat them around, so then all my ink blending tools are covered with hair. And I always know, I come down here, I'm like, you get off my table, you little monster. And he is batting around the ink blending tools. So he is not allowed down here very often. I will let him down here if he misses me, you know, because I'm down here working. But he must be monitored, just like your grandkids would, because they might be eating your paint or throwing glitter all over the floor. I will never forget one of my friends when we were scrapbooking when our kids were little, and she came downstairs. She'd run upstairs to do something, and her daughter had emptied all her embossing powder and put it all on the floor. So she came down and she's like, takes a picture, as we do, because we're scrapbookers, but she's like, she just dumped out all the embossing powder all on her craft room floor. So that one did not cut through, but like I said, I still want to be able to use the positive and negative, so I'll cut it from behind. I can see where I need a new magic mat. I think I ordered the pink one. They had a pink one, and I ordered it just because it was pink, even though when you think about it, Crazy Vicky, you cut it, it's not going to stay pretty anyway, but I needed the pink one. It's around here somewhere. Oh, look at that. What do you think? I think it was in the carpet. Guess you just have to vacuum it up and hope for the best. I don't think I have any of those kind of stories with my kids, though. But I was a pretty crazy mom. They probably didn't sit very chaperoned for very long. I just remember Devin getting in the cupboard where the Doritos were. I don't know, she must have been like 3, 2, and I could see her feet. She was hiding behind, I'm going to flip it this way, this one. She was hiding behind the curtain, and I could see her feet, and I could hear crinkle, 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 and she had the bag of Doritos. It was as big as she was, and she was hiding behind the curtain eating Doritos. That I still laugh at. And I could not say to Devin, so even though it's going to be going, oh, I better not do that if I want to use this. I'm going to switch if I want to use the strip, right? I better not do that. There. I couldn't give Devin a hard time or yell at her because Riley would be like, "Don't yell at my baby sister." It was very cute. Very cute. Okay, this is going to be really rough to wheel through, but I'm trying to make my cutting, having to go back through with the X-Acto knife. I would like to not have to do that. Let's see. What do you think, friends? Thanks for hanging out. I know a lot of you are going to have to leave because, like, look at, it's 10:05 if you're in Eastern Standard Time. And I even said to Rich, I'm not going to be on for a long time because I got up with Kat at 4:30 this morning and I pooped. But this is what you do when you start creating art that's making you excited. Is you aren't as tired as you thought you were. Do you ever do that? Go into your craft room and you're like, I'm only going to be down here for a bit. I promise. I'll come up and watch a movie with you. I'm not going to be down there for long. I'm tired tonight. And then you start making something and they've been asleep for like 3 hours by the time you get up to your room. That might happen around here every now and again. If you ask Rich, he's like, oh, it was going to be early bed tonight, right? I'm like, yeah, but then I started making something and I lost track of time because I was having fun. And now I'm coming to bed at 3 in the morning. That happens around here often. Not as often as it used to because I try to be better about it. I'm getting too old and they say sleep is super important. So I'd like to be around for as long as I can. So I try to be better about getting the rest. But it doesn't always happen. I don't know if comments are working again for me. And I only always know because when there's this pause is way too long since the last person commented. So let me refresh again. And cut this out because I saw that I did not have my little sheet or all the way to the end for this one. Here we go. Oh, I love it. There we go. We'll see you later, Irene. So we might not finish this tonight, but I'll lay these out so you can see. Because I probably shouldn't be on here till tomorrow. Hello, Loretta. How are you? And I have to clean this one up because the tape stuck to it. There we go. But look how fun this one is. Oh, I love that. So look, you could write the word sunshine. Here's a fun thing. You could sit down one day and just do a bunch of these, and then you could just have titles ready. Like, you don't have to do this and then make a finished project. You could just do this technique and then have a bunch of titles ready to go. I really think that would be worth it, don't you? To sit and do that. See you later, Dorina. But so we can actually see what this will look like. Let's do that. Actually, I'm a liar. I have to cut one more out of the pinks. I want to see this color. So bear with me. I said I was going to be done and then I lied. But I want to see that hot pink. Yeah, when your mojo kicks in. It's true facts, though. I get excited, right? I'm enjoying what I'm making. And then it's like, oh, look. Oh, wow. It's morning. I haven't gone to bed yet. I've had times where I'm like crawling into bed and I know Rich is going to be getting up in an hour to go to work. It's good for you. Yeah. It just brings me an unlimited amount of joy. You know, even when it's hard, sometimes it's hard. Stuff is hard, but it is worth it. There. I'm not going to tape that one down. But I want at least one in this pink, the pinks. Let's do that. I love when it's late, when everybody's gone to bed, so nobody's bugging me. Nobody's asking for something, right? I do love it. I always said that I could go on vacation all by myself somewhere and just scrapbook, make art all by myself, read a book, craft. I don't want to talk to anybody. The only thing I want is somebody to cook my food. Or I could just bring chips and dip and live on that for the weekend. Chips, dip, fruit, right? Chips, dip, fruit, maybe a charcuterie board, and just sit and make art. Listen to audiobook. I'm listening to, what's his name? I forget. Who's the one that the life or whatever of Ode? What's that one? Who's that? Bachman? What's that guy's name? It's called Friends. It's a new one, was on audio, on Audible. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I think he writes the best characters. What's the guy's name? Somebody out there, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not making it up. The movie with Tom Hanks. Ovid, whatever his name is. That book was excellent, and the movie I loved. And so I'm reading or listening to an audiobook that's almost done now, and it's called Friends. And I've thoroughly enjoyed that. Yes, thank you. Friedrich Bachman. Has anybody listened to the Audible book or read that book yet? Friends? A man called Ove. Is it Ove? Ove? Something. I loved that movie. I loved that book. And I just started a new one. You just bought the book. Now I need to read it. Yeah, it's called Friends. I think Friends. And it is very good. I find I don't know if I've ever read or listened to a author who you like those, like you want to know those people. You want to know his character development is amazing. Ova. Is that how you say that? Ova. It's Otto when they made the movie, but in the book it was OVE. I love the characters in that movie. The Latina lady who lived across the street from him. Oh my goodness. Best movie. I love that movie. I need to, I think, watch that movie again. But I do love Tom Hanks too. So. Okay, throwing stuff on the floor. Wasn't she fantastic? But I think in the book, is she Asian? They changed it for the movie, but I wasn't mad about it because it was excellent. So do you remember where I put my foundations paper? If you were my foundation, because I need to show you now laying these on the background. You can't seem to do fiction. I love it. I have quite a few of them that I absolutely love. Just a second. I cried too at the end of that movie and the book. Where would my here it is. I moved it to the side. Okay, I'm not losing my mind just yet. I just want to show you now on a sheet, a background. Let's lay that out. He lives in Sweden. I know all the books are translated, right? But I love audiobooks. It has been my saving grace for making art and being able to sit down here and listen to something. I voraciously listen to audiobooks. You saw it in the foreign film. I need to find that, Lisa. Okay, you ready? Let's see what this will look like now. So my idea would be that we could do something right now, though. I think they should be cut from the same. So I didn't do as many, right, of the SUN. But you get what I'm saying, right? You could do a whole background now. And can I tell you what I would do? I would lay these out, and then I'd sew. I'm going to sew, and then your photo could go right here. How fun would that be? I just finished that as well. Tam, I love her. Kate Quinn, very good. Very good. But you see what I'm saying? Lay them out, and then you could just go across and sew with gold, which I will complete these, and then I will definitely post it, okay? Because I need to do another word, right? I'm going to have to do more because I don't have enough. Right? Fun, sun and fun. So I could do an and too in there. But you get what I'm saying. So I won't be able to finish this tonight, obviously. But it gives you an idea. And then I think a wonky gold stitch across them would be really fun. That's what I think. What do you think? Look at fun and sun. You could do like that too, couldn't you? But like with a apostrophe. Fun and sun, fun and sun, sun and fun. I think that could be fun. If you don't want to do the ampersand. Ampersand? Is that what the and is? Just a second here. Oop. That idea, right? I love that color. Woo-wee, I love it. How fun is this though, right? So even if you just did sunshine, 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 I think could be more fun because you could use one whole row and then just make it shorter and longer. That could be fun as well, right? That could be fun as well because now you see we still need, like I would have down here fun, right? Let's just to show you. Whoop. I would do, and that would finish it off for me. But because both words are the exact same length, it makes it kind of like, how do you know what I mean? But you could do butterflies. That's kind of fun. I like that. There's another option. What if we just offset like that with a butterfly in each of these? Look at that. That is a solution. So what I'm saying is to cut 3 butterflies, or you could do an ampersand right? So imagine that, right? And then do a butterfly there, and then do another one here. So then that could just be what offsets. I love this so much, I can't even tell you. And I probably would overlap them so it could be in a little tighter. And I would totally sew on this. And I don't think, if I'm going to put anything in the background, it's just going to be probably some gold dots. So let's do that quick. And then I will show you the finish of this tomorrow, because I'll come down in the morning and cut some more letters out, and I will show you a finish. So now I would do for this one, you know what I would totally do is a strip that I could do like a photo strip, right? A photo strip. I like the butterfly idea too. I love it too. I'm right there with you. So I want to show you. I would just in here, let's find something that is polka dot-ish. I almost stepped on my die cutting machine because I have not cleaned up very well. Because I had to take everything off my desk for my mini album. Okay, give me 1 sec. I don't want everything to fall on the floor. It's a disaster in here. Ordinary. The sanctuary. I actually love this. I actually love it. So we could do just open, or I think some random polka dots. That's what I'm going to do. So some random polka dots with some gold glaze. Palette knife. And we know I definitely have a thing for the gold glaze. Missed your brush. Psh, psh. Just makes the gold go a little further because it's pretty thick. And we're just going to do some random dots for the background. So I love this. It's not even really filling it all in. Got some random dots. See? But I want it to be very soft. I don't want this to be center stage, right? There we go. So you don't have to do just white in the background, okay? Oh, Vicky, it's a mess in your room. And I would say, yes, it is, Vicky. It's a mess. What does your creative space look like right now? Are you out there and you clean everything up? So every time you work, is it all cleaned up? Could be out of necessity, because if you maybe craft on your kitchen table or your dining room table and you're like, if we want to eat, I have to clean up. Otherwise, we're eating on TV trays in the living room. Or is your space look like a bomb went off in it? Mine's a mess right now because I have lots of different projects on the go. There we go. So you get what I'm saying? So how I'm going to finish this is I'm going to lay my words out. I'm going to cut some more. So now you see, that's another way. See the gold on there? But very subtle when you use it with a stencil brush. And I love it. It is probably one of my favorite things. And then the other things we talked about is all these strips. Like you could go in and do a whole background if you wanted to, right? Or remember the other thing that we do is the paper weaving. So you could lay them down like this, right? However you're doing it. And then you can take it and you can weave where you would go under, over, like that. And you can do paper weaving. And that could be very fun, right? Where you go in and you just do that, and then opposite on the next one, right? It would be over, under, and you can do that as well. So I have a whole video on that. I have done this a number of times in my life of paper crafting. So that could be very fun. And that's just with your scraps again, like look at that. And then you can just pull it tight. And that could be very fun as well, right? Is the whole paper weaving. But I will finish this up and I will post it. There's a way, and I have to figure out, anybody out there who's smart with the YouTubes, there's a community spot. We need to find that. So I saw that you can post, I can post stills in the community spot. So make sure if you haven't already that you are subscribed to my channel, and I'm going to look that up because I think for when we're doing this stuff, that I need to show you finished stuff, like find somewhere that you can see it. So I need to find that, right? Is it community? I think on here there's a spot called community where I can post photos. Am I imagining that? I've seen other people do it, so I think it has to be a thing. Right? Look how pretty that's going to be. I don't like to leave the space a mess at all either, Lizette, but it sometimes happens anyway. So look at that. So now look, when I come back in, do you see that, just that little bit, that gold added, I think, a little bit of something, something. A little something, something. Look at that. And then I'm going to go in with the gold thread and I'll sew it. And I think I'll make them a little wonky. And then I will tack them down and I'll just sew a straight stitch across. Yes, just go to the Manage Channel tab and all the things will pop up there. Because I'm going to, when you click the plus to create content, there's a post option. Thank you, Melinda. I'm totally going to do that, right? But I think that's going to be very pretty, don't you think? And then put a stitch across it. But if you liked it with a white background, you don't have to add anything on top. And then for the layout portion, the photo portion, I want to put on a angle, a piece, and I'm going to do 3 little photos so it looks like a, what do you call that? Oh my goodness. Like the photo box, right? What do you call that when it, photo booth. So it'll be a photo booth photo. I love it. I hope you enjoyed that tonight. That, look it. I had no real idea what was going to happen. I just figured it would work out. I figured it'll work out. This will be good. But just to give you a close-up, right? That's all cut from all of the leftovers. So what's awesome is if you made some gel plate prints that you really didn't love, this is a great way to still use them. So you didn't waste your time, because you never waste your time making art, right? Some things are winners and some things are consolation. Let me flip. Boop. Hi. And not put you up my nose. Always a good thing. There we go. So I very much enjoyed this tonight. Like very much enjoyed this. Look at that. Look at that. See, with the gold on there. you want the gold glaze. Gold glaze. And I love this one with the pink. I love it. So I will finish it. I'm going to leave it right here on my desk. I'm going to go to bed. And then I will finish it and post it on Instagram. If you're not following me there, Vicky Booten on Instagram. And I will post it on the community page. I'm going to figure it out, and I'll call Natalie and get her to help me walk me through it. Somebody will walk me through it. Once I do it once, I'll be good, but I've never done it before. But I see other people post on there, so I think that would be fun, that I could post like steps, parts of the process. So I think that'll be fun. But I very much enjoyed this tonight. Sorry, my voice is going away. I hope you did too. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I think I will be here next Friday. Devin and I are going to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll. I'm very excited for that. So if you guys are going to be in Toronto, anybody going to that concert, I'll see you there. But I will be here for Friday because the concert's not until Monday. So if you have any questions, let me know. If there is interest in those kits, email me at info@vickybooten.com, because I do have about 5 for Canadian shoppers, and there is 1, possibly 2 kits for US shoppers for Flower Emporium if you want to partake in that weekend and you want the whole kit. So just email me at info@vickybooten.com. I am packing those and shipping them. Otherwise, have a wonderful long weekend for my Canadian friends, and I'll see you next week. So hopefully you're around for my American friends that have a long weekend. But yeah, so it's Flower Emporium that has been sold out. Now that I have shipped all the kits, I do have a few. Prep class is on Wednesday this week. Yeah, we're going to be getting ready for Flower Emporium weekend. So thank you so much. Thanks, Nat, as always, for hanging out with me and keeping me in line. I very much appreciate it. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.